Here we are at Fly Alive, and I've come down to talk to the British Gliding Association and the Chief Executive Officer, Pete Stratten. So, Pete, how are you today?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Dave, and great to see you here. Thanks.
Yes, I spoke to you the other day, and you said you've been freezing your self to bits at 5,500 feet while gliding. That was earlier this week.
Yeah, so as well as working for the association, I'm also a very active pilot, do a bit of airplane flying as well, and an instructor and examiner. So yeah, I like to do as much of it as I can. It's great.
Right, so the BGA is facing returning to flying. Presumably, you can start on April the 12th, along with everybody else. And how are you going about the restart?
Yeah, so I think probably a bit like others. So obviously the rules are different in the devolved nations, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. But certainly in England, we got going with solo flying on the 29th of March. But having had a couple of weeks or a few weeks of instructors taking the opportunity to get recent as well, which has been fantastic. So that was a really good move. And yeah, we've done pretty well. A lot of people are flying. Inevitably, there are those that need some what we call refresher. Check flights isn't particularly friendly sounding, is it? But that's probably what it is. Need a bit of refresher and check flying, and that will get going from the 12th. And then eventually, when all the club members have done their bit and done what they need to do with dual flying and use the instructional capacity, then it'll start opening out again to new people. And I think that'll be aligned with changes in public health, as we get to that next step.
Yes.
So it's kind of all looking very positive, really.
Yeah, but gliding is a very club orientated sport, isn't it?
Well, it is because you need to work as a team to launch the glider, unless it's one of the self-launching variety. But even those guys like being part of a club because a club can be as clubby as you want it to be. You can spend a lot of time, you can get involved. Crikey, you can even join a committee if you're that nuts about it. But most people just enjoy the fact that they're with a bunch of mates who like doing the same thing and helping each other out. You know what it's like. I'm an aeroplane pilot as well. You can't beat having a few mates around when you've got a snag on an engine, for example.
Yes, yeah. So will you be holding competitions? I know competitions are a big part of gliding. Will you be holding those this year?
So last year we were actually able to experiment with a new way of running competitions that were kind of socially distanced during a certain period of last year when we could do that. So we learned a bit there. Competitions aren't going to be run again this year, later on in the summer, and they will be a little bit different, probably remote briefing and this sort of stuff. But yeah, definitely going ahead this year. And we've got our junior team who are heading out to the Junior European Gliding Championships, I think in August in Lithuania. So that's kind of all on track to happen at the moment, subject to changes in our numbers in the UK and border crossings across Europe.
So in aviation in general, there's a sort of move to try and be more encompassing to girls and to women, because traditionally aviation's been seen as a bit of a men's sport. But how is that happening in gliding?
Yeah, I mean, we think this is really important. I mean, across aviation, you talk to the guys in the airline industry, they're sort of down below 6% female pilots. I think it's about 5% in gliding. It's really low, same everywhere in the world. I don't know what it is in the wider GA, but it's not great, is it? It's 50% of the population are female. And there are probably very good reasons why women don't get so involved in our sport. We could kind of sit and work through the detail of that. But we've got to make ourselves more open and understanding. And, we're very fortunate. We've got some very active female pilots who have, got together, formed this outfit called Women Gliding. And they're putting forward helpful initiatives that kind of encourage and support other female pilots. So we're really pleased to see that. And the great news is next year, we're hosting the Women's World Gliding Championships at the Gliding Centre at Husbands Bosworth. So that's up near Lutterworth. And we are very excited about that. We've previously run World Championships successfully. And we think 2022 is going to be a great summer for gliding.
That sounds great, Pete. So if anybody's watching this and thinks, I must have a go at gliding, what should they do?
Yeah, first thing to do is go to gliding.co.uk. And then, you're instantly given plenty of information, including, very importantly, find a club. So you kind of just put your postcode in and it will give you the clubs in your area. Now, there are 80 clubs across the length and breadth of the UK, different sizes, different shapes, different costs to suit most people. So you kind of make your pick. I mean, the good news is that we've got a fairly standardized system of having an introductory flight, which is how most people start gliding. So you can buy a voucher off our website, use it at most gliding clubs. And that's the starting point. You know, some people try a couple of clubs before they work out which one works best for them. It kind of all depends what you want to get out of it.
Okay, well, that's our 5-minute stand visit, Pete. Thanks very much for having us. We've got an item for you later in the week, so we'll see you then. At the moment, though, it's back to the show.
Great. See you later.
See you later.
Thanks very much for watching. As ever, please leave a comment, like the video, and if you haven't already, do subscribe to our channel for all the latest general aviation news.